Assalamu alaikum. Let's cook. Top 5. Prove yourself and change my white heart and mind in word movies. Made for Negro low self-esteem, okay? Now this prove yourself black person movie stuff, okay? This is a movie or a story where a black character goes into like a predominantly white workplace, institution, neighborhood, team, social environment, and is immediately treated how white people treat us: unqualified, inferior, out of place, suspicious. Then this black character is forced to overcome all these obstacles that white characters don't face. They gotta work harder, remain calm, demonstrate exceptional talent, tolerate disrespect, repeatedly prove their intelligence, their loyalty, moral character, all that. Then, after doing all that, probably saving the company, winning the case, helping the team succeed, solving a major white problem, or sacrificing for other people, then the white characters or the white people finally accept and respect them. Now, these black characters are not allowed to be ordinary people. This is like real life here. They must be exceptional before they receive the basic dignity and opportunity that white people are automatically given. Real life. Now these movies, they often represent white acceptance as the final reward. These movies never challenge white supremacy, but they do celebrate the character who earned the approval of the same white people who doubted, mistreated, and excluded them. Then the white people who were evil and mean, they get credit as if they became some bigger and better white person and they got to change of heart. But what would happen if the black person didn't go above and beyond and perform 100 times better, maybe only 2 times better? You know, these movies are often presented as black empowerment, but they play into the black person's inferiority complex for real. They make us feel like some little popcorn shrimps. These are the type of movies that really get in black people's head to where we accept racial disparities. These type of movies are the movies you watch and you start to hear black people say things like, well, you know they're gonna shoot us for talking loud, so don't talk loud. They're gonna shoot us for talking loud. And these things become acceptable. That's just one example. These black movies get in people's heads to where they make black people who have already proven to be exceptionally gifted in every category in American history that we still have to prove something. These are the movies that have, you know, some of these Negroes walking away saying things like, "Shit, I tell you, white people ain't like that," because it always shows a white kind of hero type savior who had a change of heart, and that white person gets more credit than everybody else. Okay, top 5 in no order, and your list is just as valid as mine because you know these movies and you know some more. Number 5, Hidden Figures. This movie right here, discouraging. Now, big shout out to those black women who went to NASA. I got no problem with black people getting a job and making a better life for themselves and their family. They push this movie as black progress. No, this is progress for the women in the movie. This is not black progress. Check NASA out and see how many black people they've hired since then. Anyway, the goal is to, you know, confuse black people, confuse us into thinking this is black empowerment. And these 3 black women here, Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, they all real people. One is a mathematical genius, the other one is a supervisor, and the other one, she wants to become an engineer. She can't be an engineer because the school only lets white people in. And the other one, she's a supervisor, but she gets no recognition because she's a black woman. All 3 of these black women in this movie are getting the same treatment from white Americans that all black people do, except they work at NASA, which is a big time job. Now, the black women who are highlighted in this movie, they are highly educated women. How did these black women even get the job? Well, all of these black women in this movie, again, are highly educated. They are very qualified, but that's never enough for a black person. They are members of the AKA Greek sorority. Yes, the AKA Greek sorority, the one that created the calm test and the brown paper bag test to become a member if you are black. So what that means is a woman like Nanny Helen Burroughs, One of the greatest educators in world history would have never gotten a job. Actually, Nanny Helen Burroughs was too dark to get a job as a teacher in DC public schools. I'm gonna go even further. It was probably a member of one of these Greek boule, aka groups, at the orders of their white daddy that denied women like Nanny Helen Burroughs a job when they're qualified because they're too dark. But Nanny Helen Burroughs went on and she overcame. She became one of the greatest educators in world history from the mud, okay? So there's no knock on these women in this movie getting a job or any black person getting a job that pays more to have a good life. You showed them white folks what black people do. A lot of times when you come in 100 times better like we usually do than the white counterparts, they don't have any choice but to accept you, but they don't always though. You know what I'm saying? But they wouldn't have accepted these people or any of us if we're just 2 times better. So no credit to Whitey in this movie right here. The movie is presented as a feel-good movie for black advancement and progress, but it's not. How's NASA been doing with black people since this movie? Not too good at all. Number 4, Green Book. Now first, the Green Book was a great thing. Don't confuse the movie with what the Green Book was. That was a great book that was created for our people to travel safe. It was written by a brother by the name of Victor Hugo Green in 1936. It was called the Black Motorist Green Book or the Negro Motorist Green Book. Great thing, okay? Places that black people can go and be safe dealing with American white terrorism. So the white man decided to write this movie called Green Book, and it's about a great black pianist by the name of Don Shirley. Now, Don Shirley's going on a tour through the South, and when he's going on this tour, he has a driver, and his driver is a racist white Italian named Tony Lip from New York. So this guy, Tony Lip, is going to drive him around and protect him. So we have Don Shirley, who's this big, talented, big deal pianist, plenty of money, and Tony Lip, a racist Italian driver from the Bronx, who's going to take him where he needs to go and protect him. Tony Lip, a racist Dago Guinea Wop a-hole who thinks he's above Don Shirley, a man who has accomplished way more than him and has much more money than him just because he's still an N-word and he's black, okay? Now, Don Shirley is doing his thing in the movie. And while he's in the South and Tony Lip is driving him around, Tony Lip notices all this white terrorism and crackerism in the South. And he's like, man, this is a lot deeper than New York. You know what I'm saying? Something that he's never seen as a white Italian. So Don Shirley is putting up with the nonsense because he's used to it from these Southern crackers and Tony Lip. So Tony Lip finally thinks of what kind of nonsense this is, because most racists, if they take time to use their brain and think for a second, they realize that they are insane and this racism is insane. So they go on, and at the end of Green Book, these two, the black man Don Shirley and the white man Tony Lip, their relationship changed dramatically. Tony Lip has a change of heart. He sees everything that Don Shirley is going through. They develop a genuine friendship and a mutual respect. Tony Lip, he gets credit for not being as racist and treating Don Shirley like a person. And at the end, around Christmas time, Don Shirley unexpectedly shows up to Tony Lip's home, and he's welcomed by Tony Lip's Italian-American family. And here's another thing in this movie. People, this guy, Don Shirley, man, in real life, I believe he was a lizard, man. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't have to show that in the movie. You know, I believe he's a lizard. In the movie, they show a scene where Don Shirley is at the YMCA, which is right there, some lizard stuff with another guy. You know what I mean? We know that the YMCA was originally a place that was known where homos and stuff like that go meet up. So they had to show that part in the movie with this black man who was a great pianist, Don Shirley. So they emasculate the black man. You know, they had to show this in the movie to push that agenda as well. And I noticed that they also use this man right here, Ali. They use this brother Ali right here playing Don Shirley. And at one point, He was their go-to. He was the white man's go-to for gay black man roles. If you remember Green Book, Moonlight, it is what it is. Number 3, Men of Honor. One of them Cuba Gooding Jr. movies. Now, in this movie, he plays a real person by the name of Carl Brashear. He's a black sailor. He has dreams of becoming a U.S. Navy master diver, a position that no black man ever held. And from the beginning, he's treated bad by these white supremacists as if he doesn't belong. He faces all kinds of discrimination from fellow sailors and instructors, members of the military establishment, you know, the U.S. military. He's given fewer opportunities, he's held to a higher standard, and he also was told many times that he would never succeed. But he decided that he's going to step his foot on the gas and prove to these people that he's worthy of the same opportunities that were already available to these white guys, okay? And every stage of his career requires him to demonstrate exceptional skill, discipline, determination, emotional control, all that. And he eventually becomes one of the Navy's top divers, well, the best divers in the Navy, one of them. And he actually suffers a devastating injury that results in the amputation of one of his legs. He kept on going though. He fights to return to active duty. He completes the Navy's demanding diving test with a prosthetic leg, proving himself to these white people. This movie is pretty bad to the psyche of a black person because when we watch this, what it does is we register it as everything that these white people throw in front of us is okay, it's normal, we gotta put up with it, and we have to overcome these obstacles. Movies like this are a reason why a lot of black people don't file EEO complaints at work, because we're programmed and taught that's what white people supposed to do, we gotta accept it and overcome it. On to the next. Number 2, Denzel Washington movie, Remember the Titans. He plays a black coach by the name of Herman Boone. He's hired to lead a new integrated school in Alexandria, Virginia, the football team after desegregation. And from the moment he's hired, Herman Boone is being mad disrespected by these white people. He's not given the same level of trust or patience that a white coach got. Many of the white parents are opposing him being hired. Some white players are questioning his authority, his knowledge. Members of his own coaching staff are acting corny and skeptical, just white peopling. You know, instead of being accepted as a qualified man, he's being expected to prove that, you know, he deserves this position. When he tries to impose strict discipline and demand excellence and pushes all the players beyond their comfort zones, he's judged. He's told, oh, you're not a good coach and this and that. Before he can even coach properly, he has to overcome all this racism and unite this divided team. Then this team starts winning games. They're winning. White people are happy. They got good attitudes. People are changing their attitudes. They got success on the field. And his critics start to accept him. They accept him for who he is, a leader, a disciplinarian of the players and this and that. And they go on to build this championship team and get all this recognition. Then finally, after doing all this and winning, the black coach get accepted by these people only because he's winning. Another one of them movies. Number 1, Driving Miss Stankin' Daisy. Okay, now this movie is about a black driver named Hope Coburn. He's a chauffeur. And Miss Daisy is this white Jewish lady in Atlanta named Daisy Worthen or something like that. Now, he's hired by her or her peoples, but he's not trusted. She resists him driving her. She treats him as someone who's beneath her. He has to continually prove himself with a big old smile on his face. You know, he's showing that he's respectful and patient and competent. He's not accepted for doing his job. He doesn't challenge anything that she says. You know, she just being Mrs. Krabs, a stankin' old Jewish lady in Atlanta at this time, and he has to sit around with a big smile of acceptance on his face. But after time, he puts up with her. After so many years, Miss Daisy starts to look at him as a trusted friend and not an employee. That old stupid stuff right there, people. I mean, look at what he has to do in order to be treated like a regular person. He goes above and beyond. He's pretty much running around with his mouth wide open, smiling all the time, and then she's nice to him. See, when black people see these movies, we really go thinking, oh, this is what we gotta do. You know what I mean? But anyway, people, I made this thing too long right here. Oh, I'm supposed to say link in the description, join the email list so you know where I'm at if you know. And also the book Masterpiece, The N-Word Is No Secret in the Service. I made this video a little too long right here. Easy.